Hello everyone, welcome back to another video today. I wanted to take a little bit of time today talking about what tools I actually use when I'm evaluating NFT projects, both before the mint or like right when something mints, and then also after the mint. So today we're going to deep dive into three tools that I'm sure all of you guys have heard of: IC, Mobiy, and Nonsen. But I kind of wanted to show you exactly my strategy and what I actually do when I'm using these tools. And before we get started, the channel's still very new, 2 subscribers, so killing it. Love to see you guys subscribe. So if you enjoy these videos, I'd appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. So we'll start with IC. And IC has a couple of features that I really like. So there's essentially 3 tabs that I really use, and they've been working on developing IC fairly quickly. And I actually have a lifetime membership that I got for 0.2 ETH. Right now, it's they've switched to a subscription model. I don't actually remember how much it costs, but you can't get the lifetime plan anymore. But the tabs that are important for me are trending, discover, and address book. So trending is basically things that I've already minted and are kind of doing well on the market right now. So this just looks at essentially OpenSea activity. There's actually not a lot going on for some reason. I think it's probably because gas is so high. But you'll see this list kind of expand, or it might be IC was down because they were having some issues, I think. But you'll see like what things are picking up, and you can actually go 15 minutes, last 30 minutes, last hour to really see a granular idea of, okay, this is what's doing well and this is where volume's picking up. And so that kind of helps if you think something's going to keep picking up. So maybe you can get in for a quick flip if you'd like to do that. The next tab is Discover. So they've actually updated this a bunch. So this is things that are minting. And so I really like this because, if I'm just kind of on my laptop trying to figure out like, do I want to get into something, I can see like, oh, these are the things that are spiking in volume. So spooky voodoo society, like today's Halloween, so that kind of makes sense. But they've added some interesting metrics here. So you can see unique minters. So there's only 18% unique minters here. So that's probably not that good because one wallet or one or two wallets are controlling a big portion of this. And then you can also see them kind of change over time. The numbers change over time. So the last 15 minutes has just kind of gone down. And then we'll get into the last tab. But before we do, I want to kind of click into one of these things. So on IC, for some reason this is not showing. Maybe IC's down. Let's go to trending and try to see. So if we look at Bitcoin billionaires, so they're kind of doing the nonsense style. They're getting to the nonsense style if you're familiar with nonsense of like top buyers and top sellers. So they're actually not tagging these wallets. I don't know who this is. It could be anybody, but we'll see like, this person bought 34, this person bought 23, and you can see a lot of buyers just recently came in to sorry about that. A lot of buyers recently came in to Bitcoin billionaires right here, which is pretty cool. So this is good because you can see there was kind of a buy here and then a bunch of sales, and then people are kind of getting back in. So if you're thinking, okay, is this gonna keep bumping up? And this is the last hour, is going to keep going up. That's kind of a good way to think about it. My suspicion is that the next thing they're going to do is actually tag these wallets like Nonsen does to kind of see, okay, are these like actual notable buyers or not? But for right now, they're kind of anonymous. And then, of course, you can see the floor and the volume and how things have changed over time. That's pretty standard. And then you can go down and see like transaction by transaction, which is helpful. So the next tool, the one other thing on nonsense. So the address book feature. This is actually really helpful. So I've actually gone through and found 10 or so wallets that I like Alex Becker, you got Zeneca, you got Mev Collectors, you got Shamdu, and it'll actually show me whenever they buy or sell something, and you can filter like you want to see what people have minted. So for example, Zeneca has been minting like Breakfast World, and Shamdu is minting Camp. And so this is just a nice way for me to see, people that I kind of agree with or whose trading strategy I like. I can follow them here. This doesn't actually send you notifications. I think they're building in alerts soon. It's in beta, and so you can set up a Discord alert, but I use another tool for that I'll show you. So that's IC tools, and that's kind of how I use it. It's really mainly for seeing a quick view of what's trading and then on the market, and then also a quick view of what's minting right now, and then to follow some addresses that I like. The next tool is Mobiy. So Mobiy, I think, is better than IC for a couple of things. The biggest thing it's really good for is showing live mints. So these are live feeds of things, and they come by really, really quickly. So as soon as something will mint, you'll see it. And so when, for example, if Smiles was minting like crazy, you just see this whole page just say Smiles, Smiles, Smiles. So you know that, oh wow, this is something that might be worth getting into. And clicking into these things will show you a chart, and it'll show you like mints over time and things like that. So that's pretty helpful. And then you can also go to sales, and similarly, like if we pick this, you can see, let's see, you can see kind of what are the real time sales over like 12 hours or seven, or like 1 day. And things are really slow in the market right now, so it doesn't seem like there's many sales going on. But it gives you similar charts to IC. So the main thing I actually use this for is the live feed, because I really like to know that. And then obviously you have rankings of what things are doing. They are working on this rarity tool. I haven't really used it that much, and I think it's still in beta. But you're supposed to be able to go and see like this is the top rare bunny, and so you can kind of go and look at its traits, and it'll pop up here, and then you can actually go and get it from OpenSea. I think this is a work in progress. So just be aware of that. Mobiy has been developing like so fast. Like this view right now that we're seeing, it looked totally different like a week ago. And they're adding a bunch of different things. So it's kind of interesting. And they also have a whales tracker. So these are just whales that they've tracked, and so you can follow these as well. Instead of doing that, what I actually like to do is I have my own tracker. So I've added, the same people here, and I can see what they're doing. But the cool thing that I do is like for four of them, I actually set up text message alerts. So anytime Shamdu buys or mints something, I get a text. Sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming, but I think it's a useful way to keep tabs on two or three or four people that you kind of want to see what they're buying. The only thing you have to be aware of is like I haven't gotten any from Mev Collector in a while, so either he's not buying something or he like moved to a different wallet. So you just have to be aware of that. And I turned off all the sells because I don't really care when people sell things, because that got a little bit too much. So that's Mobiy, and I think it's a useful tool for following the live feeds, and seeing what things are doing well in real time if you want to keep tabs on that. The final tool is Nansen. I'm sure everybody's heard of this one. This is not really pre-mint or during the mint. It's more of a post-mint like analysis. And so this is like the NFT Paradise tab where you can see volume and all things like that. But what I like to use it for is to look into specific projects. So right now I'm thinking about getting into the doodles. It's been on kind of a dip. And the cool thing about Nansen, the one chart, like there's a ton of charts, and you can watch all these YouTube videos that show you all the different charts. I like to generally look at the volume and the price. Um, and then the interesting one that I like to look at is this one. So it just shows what notable buyers are getting in. You can drop all the outliers and see if there's a lot of, they call it notable buyers or smart money, is the yellow circles. And if you see a bunch of those coming in, you kind of have an idea that, the whales are getting in, and that's what I like to look at. There are other interesting features of Nansen that you can like really dig into. So you can see like Pranksy owns 50 of these. And it'll show you like who owns the most, and how they've been doing over time and things like that. I don't really get into this as much because I look at it, but I don't like go super deep. The one thing I will look at is unique addresses. So for the doodles, it's been constantly going up, which is a good sign because a lot of people are trying to get in. And so that kind of makes me more bullish on the doodles, because if a lot of people are buying these and are holding them and not selling them, then it can be a good indication for the project over time, especially when you consider that the art's really good on this specific project. The roadmap is still work in progress, but if you think about the market right now and the market's really down, it may be a good time to actually look at this data and say, oh, this was peaking earlier and the market's down right now, so it's gone down, so it might be a good time for me to get in. So those are kind of the three tools that I use when I'm evaluating projects. Everybody knows about these tools. I just think it's more about being able to use them for the right reason and using the data to your advantage, rather than just accessing a bunch of tools and just being like, oh yeah, I have access to this, so I'm gonna use this to try to make money. You have to be able to understand the data and actually apply it to do something with it. And so those are kind of my three use cases. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you use any other tools, or if you use these tools in a different way, I'd love to hear in the comments below. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned something today. And take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.